Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Gamerverse Civil Warrior from the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure wave. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today, we kick off a brand new wave of Marvel Legends with this Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure wave, aka the Shang-Chi movie wave. This wave consists of two non-movie figures, one comic, one Gamerverse. Today, we're going to look at my least desirable figure of this wave, unfortunately, is this Gamerverse Civil Warrior. So this character design, if you couldn't tell, is a hybrid of Iron Man and Captain America from an alternative Earth, I assume. And it is, of course, in the Contest of Champions game. You can see the logo right here on the front. This figure you can't miss if you are trying to build the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. As you can see, that massive Mr. Hyde head right in the front of the box, as well as this shield with like an arc reactor on the front. So yeah, not a character that I am massively interested in, but a very accurate rendition of this character all the same. So if you're a Gamerverse fan, I'm sure going to be happy with this. And the box art itself is the white Gamerverse packaging with the Gamerverse logo at the top. Contest of Champions Civil Warrior. On the side of promo image, the same image on the back of the actual character Civil Warrior. So it does look pretty accurate, you have to admit. It looks pretty good. There is a little write-up that reads, "In an alternate Earth ravaged by civil war, Captain America assumes the mantle of Civil Warrior." And then, as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. Today we're looking at Civil Warrior. So as I said, it is one of 6. Every figure in this wave comes with a Build-A-Figure piece. So you're going to need to buy the whole wave if you're building Mr. Hyde. But let's start off by looking at Civil Warrior. So here we have the Civil Warrior out of the box, and as you can see, not many accessories apart from the shield he's already holding, and then of course the Build-A-Figure head for Mr. Hyde. Look how red his eyes are and evil that looks. So of course, you know what to do. I always build the Build-A-Figure last. So subscribe to the channel and come back and we will build Mr. Hyde once we have assembled all of the pieces. Today though is about Civil Warrior, and this is essentially a straight up redo of this version of Captain America, the sort of Hydra cap. There's his shield out the way for a second. So yeah, this is a straight up repaint, the same figure, the same mold. It seems exactly the same on every level. It's just the deco is where the difference lies. So I'll zoom in, take a look at that, and then we'll just see how it compares. So as I said, whether or not I like this character, it is very accurate to the source material from the Contest of Champions. This Civil Warrior looks exactly like this. Instead of a hole that we usually have in the back of Captain America's, we get like a weird arc reactor, so you can't actually plug his shield into his back, which I find a little bit frustrating, but maybe that's not accurate to the character, so I'm not mad about it. Spinning around to the front, and we've got the reds and the blues, a bit of a lighter blue there for the star instead of the arc reactor. We're getting the A for the Avengers up there on the top, with some more light blue in the eyes. There's more light blue down here. I do like the texture of the trousers as well. It was the same on the other cap, where it's like a sort of definitely feel it. It's like a snakeskin sort of texture, but it looks nice and the lights shine off it pretty well. And there's a few red highlights. I don't know why there's red ankles, but I don't hate it. But I guess it could have been all silver, but maybe it's accurate to the design again. Red gloves, no interchangeable hands, and that sort of complements the red piping throughout the figure. So you got the red piping around the star, some on the shoulder, and again, more on the back as well, you can see on the trousers. So it's a very nice design, to be fair, but it is straight up the same as this one. So this is the Hydra cap. So I always think when Hasbro make new molds, they probably have the main one in mind, but always give us the secondary version first. So we got this first, even though this mold was probably made with this figure in mind. Or I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but they're definitely thinking ahead, the Hasbro team. But as you can see, all the way around, even the piping that's on this guy is here, but it's just not painted in some areas. So obviously there's no piping painted around that star, but we got it red around there. But the sculpt is still there, same with the ones that are on the sort of shoulders, and yeah, down on the legs. The same textured material on the trousers as well. But yeah, as I spin this around, this guy never had a hole in the back either. But yeah, that is the design of the figure, and it's the same. What can I say? The helmet is even the same with the A on the top. He's just got the yellow eyes, he's got the light blue. but no interchangeable heads or anything like that. But I'm guessing you can find figures in your collection. You could pop heads on this and unmask Steve Rogers. We do need a new comic book Steve Rogers head. That would be great to post on one of these. Now, I wouldn't, as I said, usually I'd skip figures like these because I'm not all in for the Gamerverse. I don't really have a lot of time for playing games. However, when it's an Iron Man armor, it definitely can work within a Hall of Armor. So you know me, I'm a sucker for building out a Hall of Armor, whether it be comic or MCU. And these are definitely two figures you can sort of put into a Hall of Armor sort of chamber and make it look like a Captain America hybrid armor. Like, yeah, I think they're nice little Easter eggs to have in your Hall of Armor displays. So yeah, if you're building out a comic Hall of Armor, whether it be Civil Warrior or this Hydra cap, then you can definitely make it work. I guess, I don't think this one's technically called Hydra Cap, but that's what I'm calling them. But still, yeah, I will find a place for these within my Hall of Armor. They don't look bad. Articulation is pretty good, I guess. Double jointed elbows, as you would expect. There you go, he's flexing on you. Decent ab crunch, I get better back than it is forward, to be fair. I spoke too soon. Legs go out decent enough. Double jointed knees are hindered by the big muscles there on the top. Ankle pivot is pretty good, to be fair. That will go up, hinge up and down very well with a nice pivot. So yeah, standard Marvel Legends articulation. Let's be honest, it's what you expect. Nothing too crazy, it works. Now let's look at his one accessory, which is his shield, which looks like an arc reactor. So this is a new mold because I don't think Tony or Steve have ever had an accessory like this. So this is the Captain America shield, but instead of a star in the middle, you're getting this arc reactor. And this is all nicely sculpted. Same on the back, we're getting all this extra sculpted detail, but it's not painted in, which seems a shame because there is a lot of nice detail sculpted in there. And we've got this peg and clip system. Now, this figure came with a peg and clip system as well, and I broke his shield because these pegs are like so tight, you need to warm them up or something. So yeah, you can't even use that peg on the back, but that peg will just fit into his grip hand. So he has two grip hands, so he will fit in it grip hand, but it will fall out. I trust it not to, oh there you go, it does fall out. If you give it a wobble, it will fall out. However, it's meant to be clipped on. So let me zoom out, get that. So there's the clip. So if this breaks on camera now, I may cry, but I'll be soft, I'll be gentle. Ah, there you go, you even heard it clip. So that one works a little bit better. Let me spin it around to the front. So there you go. If you want to pose your Civil Warrior of the shield, it will clip on, but he does have two sort of open palm hands, so you can use the peg to go through there as well. But as I said, no hole in the back, but that is your Civil Warrior for your Gamerverse display. Same as this cap, just different hands and a shield. So let's jump into some comparisons, and I had to dig through my boxes to get some of these, as my Gamerverse figures are like a couple that ain't on display. But here we have Captain America and Iron Man from the PS4 Avengers game. Now, they're not technically within the same Gamerverse as this Contest of Champions, but still, they're all under the same umbrella of Gamerverse. So if you wanted to, you could display all the Gamerverse figures together. However, I was curious to see if the Steve Rogers head that came with the stealth version of that, this guy here, would fit on here, just to mix up the display a little bit. So let's try that. So there you go. If you're curious or just wanted to mix up the display, the unmasked Steve Rogers head that comes with the stealth Gamerverse Captain America pops straight on here, and I'm assuming that the Civil Warrior is Steve Rogers and not Tony Stark, but maybe someone can educate me in the comments below. But that works. I even went through my boxes and found this old comic Steve Rogers head, even though I think technically this was an MCU unmasked head for maybe the Winter Soldier stealth suit. I could be wrong. Either way, you can use it as a comic Steve Rogers now that the digital face printing has changed the game. And the head is probably a little bit too small, and it doesn't even fit on the peg, but it was there in a box, so I thought, why not have a look. And here we have Civil Warrior compared to a couple of MCU Captain Americas. Yes, technically, both have been Captain America in the MCU. Steve Rogers, of course, the worthy cap over here with Mjolnir and his shield, and then we have the controversial John Walker as Captain America. And now I've got these out the box. I've never really looked at these two together before, but is the actor Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell, much taller than Steve Evans? Steve Evans? Who's that? Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, because he is much taller than Worthy Cap over here. And I'm curious to know, is that accurate, or are just MCU figures scaling a little bit bigger now? Curious. And here we have Civil Warrior compared to the only other non-MCU figure in this wave, not including the Builder figure, of course, it is the AI Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. So yeah, I'm definitely curious to have a closer look at this guy. Civil Warrior may unfortunately be in a tote until I find some space on the display, but still, there they are. So, final thoughts on Civil Warrior. As an action figure, it is very nice. Let's be honest, it's very accurate to the source material it is pulled from. I have no attachment to the Contest of Champions game. However, I can appreciate it is a very accurate action figure from that source material. And for me, it's a hybrid of Iron Man and Captain America, and a cheeky Easter egg that I can put into my comic Hall of Armor. So I'll find a place for it amongst my collection. However, it wasn't a figure that I got massively excited to get. And it is, again, an MCU heavy wave, so you know that their Hasbro need to find ways to cut corners. So a repaint of the old Hydra cap makes sense in this form, as I do think this design, this mold was created with this figure in mind first and foremost. And there is a market out there for the Gamerverse figures, I'm sure. There's a whole generation of Marvel fans coming up playing these games, and they will find their gateway drug into Legends through a character like this. So I understand its place within the concept of the wave, so no complaints from me. As you can see, I brought it, it's on my shelf, it's now in my collection. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you similar to me? You will find a place for it amongst a Hall of Armor as such, or are you genuinely a fan out there of the Contest of Champions? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you might like Marvel Legends reviews, then trust me, you're in the right place. So please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.